What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do Ember's 6-month update. Now I realize I don't have a 5-month update, a 4-month update, 3-month, 2-month, or even a 1-month update. It was my full intention to do a monthly update with her, but you know, time just flew. And here we are, she is 6 months old. It is crazy. I wanted to do these mainly so that I would remember things because she's only 6 months old and I feel like there are so many things that I already forget about newborn life. And she sees Ava. Ava, our dog, is her best friend. Do you see Ava? Even when I'm talking to my mom about things that Ember is doing or things that she should be doing or whatever, my mom's like, I don't remember if you guys did that at this age, or I don't remember when you guys did that. And so I really want to document these things mainly just so that I can remember, especially if we have babies in the future. I can always go back and just kind of know like what to expect or what was going on or what life was like, because you know, newborn life was challenging and I feel like I already forget so much about it, and I'm like, oh, it was easy, it was a breeze, right? When it was not. So I wrote down a bunch of little updates for Ember. Hopefully she'll be good and hang out with us. If not, she'll just play next to me. But I did write a bunch of little things, and I'm gonna just go over like some of her milestones, what sleep is like, how her daytime naps are, what she, how eating is going. I'll talk about her size from her update, like her doctor's appointment update. So we're just gonna dive in. We're just gonna talk about all things little Miss Ember Ray. All things little Miss Ember Ray. She is seriously the best baby. I understand I only have one baby, but she is like such a good little girl. Ember, who do you see right there? Who do you see right there? Who is that little girl? She's so cute. She's so cute, huh? Okay, so for milestones for Ember, some of the things that she is currently doing, she is rolling over constantly. She actually rolled from back to belly first, and that's mainly what she continues doing, and then she gets on her belly and she just gets mad. She can totally roll both ways, but she just would prefer us to do the work for her. She is working on sitting up. She sits great, like with help, obviously. Like, I'm not doing tons, I'm just kind of supporting her right now. Even on the floor, we'll put like her little boppy around her, or I sometimes will put her in like a diaper box. It's like the perfect size. I know it sounds weird. I've shown it on my Instagram. We share like day to day over on my Instagram, so be sure to follow over there. But I put her in a little diaper box with a blanket, and if I'm like getting ready for the day, it makes life so easy because she can just sit in there, play, and she loves it. So she's not sitting 100% by herself, but like on a couch with like back support, or with a boppy around her, or in her little diaper box, she sits really, really well. She giggles nonstop, especially when she's playing with her dad. She loves blowing bubbles. I don't know if it's necessarily blowing bubbles, it's like the like that. Can you do it? She's like, no, this book is way too good. She loves playing with her toes. They're like her favorite toy. Who needs toys, right? She's drooling and chewing constantly, but she doesn't have any teeth yet. I can see like the little white spots under her gums, but they haven't poked through yet. And she is officially 6 months and like 3 days at the time of filming this. So no teeth yet. My mom said my brother and I both got ours at 6 months. I think Jacob got his a little bit early, so probably any time. Okay, moving on to sleep. So we had no sleep routine at all until around 12 weeks. I literally just would let her sleep when she was tired, and she was awake when she was awake, and she kind of just did her own thing. At 3 months is when we kind of started putting her down and starting like a nighttime routine. That's where we started, not like naps or anything. We started with a nighttime routine. We personally, I've heard so many things about like putting babies down at 7 p.m. and then them sleeping till 7 a.m. That personally wasn't something I wanted to do. I would prefer her to go down a little bit later because we wanted family time in the evening, and then I wanted a little bit of me time in the morning. So we put her down at 8 p.m. That's what we started around 3 months. She was still in her bassinet at that time, but at 3 months she was still waking up multiple times throughout the night. So we were definitely not sleeping all the way through the night. At 4 months old, we took her arms out of her swaddle. We used the nested bean transition swaddle so we could unzip one arm for a couple nights, and then we unzipped the other arm, and she has been in a sleep sack ever since. So that was around 4 months old. At 4.5 months is when we moved her to her crib. So this was, do you want to play on the floor? She is now playing on the floor. But at 4.5 months old, we moved her to her crib, and I think it was harder on me than it was her, and I've heard people say that, but the dogs, like when they would shake their neck, their collar, like the little name tags and stuff would clink together in the middle of the night, and it would wake her up constantly, or it would wake her up really early in the morning. So she wasn't getting the best sleep. Also, like Jacob's alarm in the morning would wake her up. Our room is very bright in the morning, so just a lot of things would wake her up, and she wasn't having the best sleep that she could. So moving her to her crib where it is dark and she has her sound machine has been amazing for her. Also in her bassinet, like she was getting a little bit big, so if she like startled herself, her arms would hit the sides and that would wake her up. So crib has been amazing. We moved her at 4.5 months. I had 4.5 written, 4.5 months. She now goes to sleep at 8 p.m. about, obviously, like we're not super strict with sleep schedule, but she gets tired around 8 p.m. So that's typically when we put her to sleep. Sometimes it's a little later, sometimes it's like 10 minutes earlier, but around 8 p.m. is when she goes to sleep. And she still does wake up one time a night, almost every single night. There were a couple nights the last week that she woke up twice, but on average, she's waking up one time every single night around 3 a.m. to eat, and then she goes right back to bed. So now that she's in her room, Jacob will wake up, he will go get her, bring her to me, I will nurse her, and then I will take her back. And it's like total a 30-minute process, maybe. So it's fairly quick, and it has not been that bad. I was really worried about like waking up and having to go to her room when we transitioned her, but it hasn't been bad at all. And she sleeps until about 9:30. I know we are lucky, we have a fairly good sleeper. She goes to bed around 8, wakes up around 9:30, but like I said, she does wake up at night. So it's not like we're just sleeping 100% through the night, but I can't complain. She's also a belly sleeper now. That scared me. The first night that we were like watching TV and we saw on the monitor her roll to her belly, we were like, what do we do? Do we go flip her? And I ended up going in and flipping her, and then she immediately went back to her belly anyway. So that night I did not sleep very well. I was so nervous, but we do have an outlet on her, so I didn't have to stress out too much, but it was a challenge for me for sure. For naps, she is taking 3 naps most days, at least 2, but most days she takes 3. So her first nap is about an hour and a half after she wakes up, and it's normally around 10:30, 10:45 a.m. and it lasts 2 hours most days. That is normally like her most consistent nap, which blows my mind because she just slept all night, and like to only be awake for an hour and a half and be ready for a long nap again, I just don't get it, but I do not complain. It allows me to get lots of work done. And then her second nap is normally around 2 p.m. and it lasts about an hour and a half to 2 hours. So we do get 2 really good naps in each day. And her third nap is the one that's hit or miss because it is her early evening nap. Sometimes if she sleeps really long at her afternoon nap, she won't be tired for her evening nap, and I do not like to put her down past 6 p.m. because I don't want it to interfere with her nighttime sleep. So her third nap is normally around 5:30, 5:45, and it's about 45 minutes. So it's just a really quick little nap, and then she wakes up and we eat dinner as a family. As for eating, moving into eating, she still is exclusively breastfed. We made it to 6 months. I was like, I had goals for myself. The first goal was 4 months, 6 months, and now I am hoping we can make it to 1 year. But she does really, really well. She eats every 4-ish hours during the day, and like I said, 1 time every night. So it tends to be around 9:30 a.m., 1 p.m., 5 p.m. right before her nap, and 7:45 right before she goes down for bed. So we started introducing some purees. We were given the go-ahead by her pediatrician at 4 months, but I kind of waited a little bit longer. I waited till she was closer to 5 months old because I just didn't feel the need. And she also wasn't like acting that interested in food yet. Around like 4.5, closer to 5 months, she was definitely starting to reach for things that we had. So I was like, okay, let's give this a try. So I started with oatmeal. I know some people start with rice cereal, but we just did like a really healthy brand of oatmeal cereal, I think is what it was called. And I still add that to most of her foods. But we did that for a couple weeks, and we did it every single night around our dinner time, and it was just a little bit. They say like their primary source of food and nutrition still comes from like either formula or breast milk until they're 1. So really it's just for play. But she enjoyed it. She loved it. And she eats it, or she eats dinner with us every single night. So since then, so in the last month, we have done avocado. She was not a fan at first, but I think that was my fault. I just mashed it up. Since then, we've started using the Baby Brezza all-in-one system. I think I linked it in my baby favorites. It's like a glass steamer and blender all-in-one. That purees things amazing. Like, it is the perfect consistency, and I think she is still a little bit of a consistency person. So she hated avocado the first time we tried it. Her favorite food to date is bananas. She will literally eat an entire banana that is pureed down into a liquid for her. She loves them. And she goes crazy. Like, you cannot give her bananas fast enough. We've also tried apple. She was not a huge fan of the consistency of apples again, but I do freeze apple sauce. Basically, it's pureed apple that I make, and I put the little frozen things in like a little teether for her, and she loves that. She just didn't love the consistency of the applesauce yet. Sweet potatoes, she was not a fan at first, but now she likes them. Carrots, again, not a fan at first, but now she's okay. Green beans she actually really enjoys, and pears she also really enjoys. So that's what we've tried so far. I am just like slowly introducing foods. I'm not in a huge rush, but she's doing really well eating her foods. She's playing with her little book so well down here. But she's doing really well eating her foods. She eats at the same time as us, so we sit down as a family and we kind of alternate feeding her, and we eat as well, which I love. So at her 6-month appointment, which was just this week, we had her weighed, and she is now 15 pounds 11 ounces. She is 15 pounds 11 ounces. She was born at 6 pounds 11 ounces, so she is growing right along, but she is a pretty petite little girl. She's never been like the biggest. She's always pretty average in the percentiles, but she's 15 pounds 11 ounces, meaning she gained 2 pounds, I think exactly 2 pounds since her 4-month appointment. She's now 25.3 inches tall, and she is still wearing some newborn pajamas. You guys, I'm telling you, she's a petite little girl. Like, she is chunky, she is healthy, they're not worried about anything, but she is petite. She has little feet, she has little ankles. She is just so cute. But she does still wear some newborn pajamas. No newborn clothing, I don't think. But she is, for the most part, now in 3 to 6 month clothes. This little outfit that she's wearing today, come here. This little outfit that she's wearing today is a 6-month outfit, but baby clothes is so confusing. Do you see your book down there? Hang on. Say hi. Baby clothes is so confusing because who decides like this is how big a 3-month-old is, and like to go from 6 to 9, like 6 months old to 9 months old, it's one category, but like you can grow a lot in 3 months. So I'm not quite sure how that works, but that is little Miss Ember's 6-month update. I don't think I missed anything. Do you need your book? She just loves her toys. I don't think I missed anything, but of course, like I said, do you see yourself? Who's that baby right there? Who is that baby right there? Who is she? I think she's gonna be so shy. Also, most of her life has been living in quarantine because of all of this COVID-19 stuff. So it'll be interesting to see how she interacts when she's like around tons and tons of people, because she's never really been around that many people. Obviously we go to like little family events and stuff, but she hasn't had to be like babysat in the evenings because we can't go out to dinner. So it'll be interesting to see how shy she is because she's around me like 99% of the time. And her dogs. She loves her puppies. When the big dogs come home from work, she gets so excited, but she is constantly, like right now, she keeps looking at Ava over there. She is constantly staring at Ava and looking at Ava. We also got her this little anklet. I'm not sure if you can see it. This little anklet. And apparently it helps with teething. Who knows? But I think it's super cute. We have a necklace for her as well, but it's a little bit too big. It's a little bit too big, huh? Are you just a petite little girl? Say hi. Say hi. But that's little Miss Ember, 6 months. She's getting so big. I can't believe that she's half a year old and that we have been parents for 6 whole months. Yeah, but she is probably getting hungry, so I'm gonna head out. If you enjoy seeing our videos, be sure to subscribe. I would love to hear in the comments down below if you have any kiddos, how old they are, and how you are doing through this challenging time. Hi, baby. Hi. Hi. That's my hair. That's my hair. But I just absolutely love being this little girl's mama. So I will see you in our next video. Be sure to give this one a thumbs up and follow us over on Instagram. Talk to you later. Say bye 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 bye. Say bye 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 bye.